Hey yo, what's up everybody, it's Zen JJ. Today we're coming back with a video talking about Helium, and of course today on this video itself it is an update of the good and bad of Helium, basically stuff being implemented, what's going to happen on Helium. And of course if you guys are looking to join the Helium community slash investing into Helium, you might want to think about these two options that I'm going to offer. Basically Cortex itself, they have sponsored me one miner for testing, and of course I'm going to basically wait for the miner to be here, and after that I can do a review unboxing, and after that let you guys know how is the miner going. And of course the other option is basically Extra Digital. Basically it's a company that I have created here in Singapore, basically hosting miner all around Singapore, and I would say that it is somehow a barrier for people who wants to enter the market for free without risking any money. So the risk is all in with the company, so more details later on. So over here itself, disclaimer, Extra Digital itself is a company that I am a part of, and of course I would say that I'm a founder slash director over there, so I am basically promoting it on the channel itself, not I would say not any conflict of interest, but of course it's just me promoting the opportunity out here on the channel itself. Basically my channel itself is for those who are looking for passive income, and of course from there can generate wealth. Basically these are all the content that I find and of course came across, so I'm going to share it to you. So Cortex itself is I'm affiliated with them. Basically they are selling the miners, and of course from there I earn a little bit of commission. On top of that you will get a discount of like 3% when you use the code SCCrypto. So right now we're going to jump back to the recap on Helium miner itself. So a recap of my channel itself, I have done contents from Helium mining, what is all about Helium mining, and of course how do you set up the port forwarding, and of course type of antennas that you should look out for, and a lot of stuff that I've done on the channel itself. If you want to, it's gonna pop up above, just click on it. And of course the latest update that I've done is basically why Helium will fail if let's say this is not implemented. Basically the light hotspot and the full hotspot I already explained in the last video what is it about, and of course some stuff that I want to basically discuss with you guys in this video, basically pertaining to rewards. And of course you might be thinking that, hey, why is my reward so little? And after that from there I might have a solution for you, and of course from there this is not a guaranteed one, but of course I would say it is still something that you can try out, and I would say it's relatively cheap to basically try. Basically it's the super tuned antenna which I've done content about basically over here, and after that we're going to do an update on this video as well. So it's a compile of the Helium content, and of course I have not been updated for like 15 days or 20 days on my YouTube channel because I am super busy, and of course I'm gonna let you guys know more about the interesting stuff in the future. And right now we are gonna basically talk about the new stuff that is coming onto the Helium network. So before we talk about the new stuff itself, if let's say you are interested in getting your own hotspot miner itself, Cortex itself, COTX is basically doing a pre-order registration for the X3, and of course over here there's great benefit for you. X3 full hotspot hardware, and after that is the future proof of this light hotspot software that is going to be implemented. And of course there is basically it's a pre-order, so for the people who are in Asia itself there is no AS923 version right now as of now, but of course for those who are in the EU or the US, you guys can basically sign up, and of course from there get your miners itself. If let's say you do not want to, you can just click on the pre-order itself, and over here you can choose how many hotspot they are looking to buy, and after that antenna as well. So for those who are once they are official selling the hotspot itself, you can use SCCrypto to get a 3% off your miners. And after that right now we're gonna jump into the stuff that is coming on Helium. So over here I pull out an article from Helium officially. Basically it's the blog helium.com. They have talked about what is this light hotspot, which I have explained previously, and of course we are gonna do an in-depth one, the official one that has been released by Helium themselves. So over here the light hotspot, why are light hotspot needed? Basically they launch it, and after that from there the memory gig size that they gave out on most of the hotspot itself, some was starting at 16 gig, and after that increased to 32 gig and eventually 64, and after that they realized that it is not sustainable to basically because the blockchain is growing every day, and after that from there the more people that uses it, there are more data being transferred. So on the blockchain itself it's a public ledger, and of course this type of hotspot itself, they are storing all the data onto this small little SD card which is like 32 gig or 64, and from time to time people needed to upgrade, and of course if let's say they do an upgrade slash an update itself, the software might just delete the whole blockchain to reinstall a new one, and after that from there there's a lot of downtime that we are seeing on especially like Rak miners or whatsoever. And of course this is implemented to become a light hotspot. Basically they are fetching data through the validators instead of downloading the whole blockchain. They take a snapshot of from the validators of the manufacturer to basically run this this light hotspot, and after that from there it is much more lightweighted, and after that I would say you do not need like hardcore machines like I don't know 8 gig of RAM or something like that to run it. And of course over here for light hotspot, is it a new piece of hardware? Basically existing hotspot itself that they are using itself, they are basically transforming the software to be implemented to this light hotspot, so there's nothing you need to do. And of course for the rewards itself, So over here for the rewards itself, I would say has really been slashed basically due to the challenger update. So for this light hotspot itself, it is going to be implemented, and after that from there we know that previously our hotspot itself will basically broadcast challenges, and after that from there once challenge has been witnessed or whatsoever, there's going to be earnings. And of course I would say the earning itself is not very not a lot, so it's just only 0.9 of whatever it is on the epoch itself. And after that I would say 0.9. Some of you guys might think that it's very little, but of course slightly seem to be nothing. But of course in the video itself we are going to talk about it later on, and after that I would say it's going to impact those who are owning the hotspot quite a lot. And after that over here we can see that it is going to make the hotspot more reliable. Definitely we need this to compensate whatever downtime it is, so I don't mind really the hotspot being up like 99% of the time instead of being like down for like 80% of the time. And after that from there it compensates the rewards that they are removing right now as of what I can see, and of course hopefully it works out. And after that I would say that the proof of coverage blah 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 light hotspot is going to be implemented regardless of what. You can't reject this update. It is for everybody, for those who are owning the hotspot. And after that from there we know that the rewards itself constitute of like the challenger and after everything, but of course they are going to remove this challenger because of this light hotspot. And after that we're going to talk about the super tune antenna, which you guys see over here. The rewards is going to be changed, and after that from there this over here can help you increase your earnings by a little bit, or I don't know, making the earnings stable. So for the super tune antenna itself, for those who are new to the channel, if let's say you want to watch the video talking about it, it's going to pop up above, just click on it. And of course for the super tune antenna, where I basically done a test one, which is not very successful because I'm at a low level, and after that from there there's a lot of criteria that I have missed out. And after that I would say honestly this test number one itself, which is linked down below the spreadsheet, basically test 1 and test 2, I would say for the test 2 itself is much more reliable. And of course forgive me for those who are watching the video previously talking about the test 1, and of course I deleted that video because the inconsistent of the update itself is trash. And I would say that the snapshot that I've done itself is not really reliable slash I would say pertaining to basically I'm living at the second level. And of course the test area itself is not that great because of a lot of obstacle that is blocking. Therefore I would say if let's say you have like a little bit of obstacle blocking, it is still possible to do the test, and after that I would say it is still better for you to get the antenna. If let's say you're at level 2 itself, I would say the hope for you to basically get a new antenna itself is slightly, I would say yes, you would need definitely a stronger slash super tune and of course stable antenna to get the stable rewards itself. So for my case itself, I tested it in my area, which is very bad, and after that basically I done a test 2, which is at another area which is slightly higher. And of course we are gonna just jump into the rewards over here. For the 7 days itself, I would say the rewards itself, we have to know the Helium network itself has already been like slashing the rewards and stuff. So for the previous snapshot date itself, this over here, it is during the time that they have not implemented this slash of rewards and everything, and I would say the rewards itself is still slightly higher than previously compared to basically recently, basically on the 28th of March to basically on the 2nd of April. Why did I take the snapshot like 7 days and after that 5 days? You might be thinking. Very simple, because Helium is having so much update that my hotspot keep going down, and after that from there other people's hotspot is also going down. Therefore I would say the most consistent dates that I can find of this is basically from the 28th to basically the 2nd of April, and after that from there I would say this during this period itself I can see that there is witnesses that is ongoing. And over here you can see the Taobao antenna I got is basically over here. I managed to witness these 3 hotspots over here. You can see the valid witness of Odd, Merry, and of course Ambitious itself. It is over here the SNR and everything. I've already done the snapshot, I mean written it over here. This is witnessing others, so basically this is sending beacon, and after that other people witnessing my beacon. So over here you can see there's the improvement of the super tune antenna itself. Over here the distance is the same, the RSSI slightly different by a bit, but of course the SNR itself, just know that this RSSI and of course this SNR itself, this type of terminology that basically you guys do not want to know, I will just tell you for your knowledge itself. Basically you must know the number closer to 0 itself, or closer to 0 is better from what I heard of, and of course positive number means better. So over here you can see the Mary itself is RSSI of basically negative 99, and of course this over here is a negative like 109, and of course the SNR itself has a great improvement. So I would say these are all the snapshots they have done, and of course you have to consider that this test itself is reliant on other people's setup. Like basically they have set up the antenna, they can use a very cheap antenna, they can use no antenna, and of course from there detecting them itself, it is somehow that I would say the test itself is not that consistent because in Singapore itself there's a lot of obstacle. You never know, one aluminium truck just go past it when I was taking the snapshot, and after that the results might differ. So over here you have to also consider about the rainings, and after that over here the bad news is basically the POC reward interval itself has been increase basically from 475 to 950. We are going to talk about that in the next segment, but of course we are going to talk about the witnessing over here, witnessing other people's hotspot. So here you can see this is a 24th March snapshot. This over here, I forgot when is it. It's basically I think on the 2nd of April or something, or the 8th. I believe it's on the 8th of April. This snapshot itself is done, and after that from there you can see the distance, the RSSI has been, basically for the SNR itself you can see there's a great improvement by using this super tuned antenna. And of course for the RSSI itself, not really much, because to be honest, I mean, like, it is still slightly better than the previous one. Just focus on the SNR, it has been slightly better, closer to the integer 0. And I would say if let's say you are interested in getting this super tuned antenna, use the link down below to join the Discord channel and wait for the official thing to be opened up, and you can just buy your antenna. And I would say the prices for the antenna is cheaper, definitely, from compared to the Rak or whatsoever. It is still slightly cheaper, so if you want to, just use the link down below. And of course right now we're going to talk about this POC reward interval from 475 to 950. So over here, this is basically the Helium engineering blog itself, basically talking about this POC interval update that has been done on the March of 25th. And I would say this over here has been the freaking reason that you guys are seeing like lesser rewards, and after that people has been affected, like the rewards has been slashed by half or even 40% or even 30% depending on your location. So I would say the numbers over here, what do you need to know is basically interval from 475, just take it as 475 minutes, increasing it to 950 minutes. So what is happening here is basically the POC interval, basically the proof of coverage, basically the challenges like being broadcasted out and everything, it will be reduced. So it is going to take longer for one challenge to basically be done. So it is still okay. So previously it happened, it is 450 blocks and 950 blocks, not minutes. So we here, my bad. So we here 550 blocks. So what does this mean? We know that the challenges done on Helium itself is on a random basis, but of course if let's say you have broadcasted like one challenge at 475 blocks, and of course the next one you can wait, you have to wait for a cooldown of 475 blocks to basically ranging from, I don't know, unlimited to basically it's a random event. So we know that 475 is the base cooldown time. So you have already broadcast a challenge within these 475 blocks, you will not broadcast any other challenges again to basically for these validator challenges. And after that over here we know that they have increased it to 950, so that means your cooldown period is 950 blocks, which is very long. And after that from there you have to wait from 950 blocks onwards, you will basically randomly do another challenge, and after that from that another cooldown. So this is very simple to understand. Basically the cooldown time has been increased, and after that from there you know that it has been doubled basically. And after that the rewards itself is going to be lesser, and of course this has already been implemented. And basically it's the HIP 55. And after that, if you want to read more about this itself, it's going to be linked down below on the video content. So right now we're going to talk about being a part of Helium without investing, I would say. So over here on this Astro Digital Helios partnership program itself, I would say this over here is to basically aim to scale the Helium network itself. So for me as a content creator slash a founder that have founded this company, and I would say that with some of my partners itself, we have created this to basically make it happen in Singapore, basically scaling the Helium network. And of course for this partnership itself, it is very simple to understand. You just need to register your interest, and of course what are the stuff that we need from you is basically your name, your email, and after that contact number, postal code. Basically we can check is your hotspot, your location eligible, and of course which floor you are staying for hosting the hotspot, because we need to know the line of sight and everything. So over here, these are the details that it will be kept privately with the company, and of course you can read the terms and conditions which have not been updated yet. Soon it will be out. And of course I would say that registering your interest itself for this program itself, very simple to understand. Sign up, and after that from there, if let's say you get approval, you will get a contact by us, and after that from there you will need to pay $0. You just need to basically read our terms and conditions, and of course we have to protect our hotspots, so you have to read it properly before you sign anything. And of course I would say that this over here will open an opportunity for you to basically somehow generate additional incentive just by leasing your hotspot, your location with us. And after that I would say some internet as well, it can cover your internet money. So I would say this over here, not really high expectation of this free tier itself. I would say you can sign up, and after that from there the rewards itself, I'm gonna do a video about it the next time. So if let's say you're interested to find more, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notification, and leave a thumbs up to this video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye, peace.